there. It's yours truly, Mr. Rhombus, at your service here, saying hello to all the boys and girls and everybody out there in internet land. Well, you know what I decided to do? I figured since Pork Chop always focuses on the opening of the product there, he doesn't take much time to show off his stuff, you know what I mean? So I thought it'd be totally a rad idea if I tried one of these myself here. I mean, how hard could it totally be, you know? That here. There we go. We want to totally see the rad stuff. Hey, look at this. Look at this totally rad Superman figure right here. Well, it's a statue, It's of the non-posable variety, But just because it's not posable doesn't mean it's not totally righteous here. Now, let me give you the rundown on Superman. Superman was invented in the 1970s there by Christopher Reeve, and it was about a superhero who could fly and do all kinds of cool stuff. He had a totally rad cape. I'm sorry to that chick in The Incredibles. Capes are totally rad there. I don't care what you say. You just gotta be careful with them. You gotta be professional, otherwise you're gonna get caught in the wind turbines or whatever those things are that make the airplanes fly and flap their wings, But anyway, so, back then, in the old days, they used to have these things called phone booths or whatever. Of course, now they're only for time-traveling aliens, and people in London, and those totally righteous Bill and Ted dudes, But back then, phone booths were very common because, you see, your common, ordinary cell phone like this did not exist back then. So if you wanted to make a telephone call, you had to totally use a telephone, and you needed real physical money in order to do that. So what you had to do was go into this little booth thing, and it's kind of like a changing room, but way smaller. And you put the money in, and you call the phone number, and then you talk to them, and then you hang up the phone, and then there you go. That's how you communicated back then. Back in the old days. But anyway, another function of these things is that it also served as a changing room for Superman. If it's like, oh, there's some bad stuff going on here. Okay, I don't have time to go to the bathroom in order to change into my outfit for crime fighting, so we gotta totally use a phone booth. So he would go in the phone booth and he would turn into Superman. As you can see by the awesome pose right here. See, it's the dramatic pose of him opening up his human disguise. Well, it's not a human disguise, I'm not talking like flesh and blood, but I'm talking like the clothing or whatever, I mean, he's not a nudist or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with being a nudist or whatever, It's totally righteous, You want to have your sausage hanging around there like all Christmas and everything? You go right ahead and do that, okay? But anyway, what was I talking about? You see, there's the Superman logo, and that's him doing the as he's getting ready to go ahead and, get the crime. Well, he has to finish changing into his Superman costume in order to engage in crime fighting there. Okay. Now, this is kind of weird. This piece actually has a hat on. Now, I don't remember Superman wearing a hat. So you see, he's got his pants on. He's got the suspenders there. So why does firemen wear red suspenders? To hold up their Superman. There's a little dad joke there for you. Oh, righteous. Okay, let's see what I got here. But one thing I do have to say is the likeness on this fella here isn't all the best, I mean, take a good look at this here. We're going to put a little video on top of this, and we're going to zoom in on it so you can see the video here, alright? So, you can hear me? Can you hear me, dudes? Are you sure? Can you see this? Alright, righteous. Okay, so take a look at this right here. You see, it doesn't look like him. It's like the worst sculpting job I've ever seen there. This doesn't even look anything like what Superman's supposed to look like. You see, this is what Superman is supposed to look like, See? Look at this dude. See? That is totally Superman. See what I mean? See? Now, does it look like this? No, S starts with the letter snake. Whoa. Oh, mind blown there. Anyway, what was I talking about again? Oh, yeah, okay. So you see, the kids are not supposed to know who he is, so why is he changing into the Superman costume there when that, Oh, man, totally bogus. I'm gonna have to complain to these fellas again, because if you take a look here, you see the eyes are not even centered properly, man. What kind of mold is this, dudes? Honestly, you know? And I don't even see any painted hair on there, you know? I see a hat. Is that why you put the hat on there, because you couldn't make the hair, you know? I mean, it's not like that other dude who can't even make feet, you know? Oh, that's bogus. Well, if you don't mind all those flaws, I highly recommend picking up one of these here. There are 11,749 of these left, because I have one of them. Because 11,749 equals 11,750. 11,750. Okay. That too. Yeah. Alright. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, a peace sign, or whatever you want to do, whatever you do, whatever platform you're watching this on, totally give it a good one of those, alright? And if you want to see more of these, let them know that you don't want any more pork chop going, you know, okay, here we go, pork chop. And then you cut away to him opening the box and him saying, nailed it. You didn't nail it. I didn't see a hammer and nails, dude. Well, don't tell him that there. But if you want to see more of me in action there on the Twitch stream, which we'll put the thing right here where you could go to and check it out there, on certain gimmick streams, playing Fortnite, and maybe in the future other stuff there, you might get the opportunity to see and hear me, Mr. Rhombus, totally playing a totally rad video game and enjoy the company of all of you fine peoples out there. Alright, so until next time, stay loose, stay cool. So says Mr. Rhombus. Ha!